feelings, I got some new feelings that make you uncomfortable. So bring out all the good in me.
Hey Internet, today we talk about pros and cons of using action camera as vlog camera. Listo? Vámonos!
Say what you said to me on the roof of your house. 'Cause I've been having my doubts, oh yeah, don't know what we could be.
Yep, those videos are all shot by action camera. In my case, it's Gopro9. With a tiny body, excellent stabilization, 10-meter waterproof, and proper accessories. And with a little bit creation, you can get basically any shot you need. What's more, the Gopro9 also has a front screen which you can see yourself. Although the front screen is quite tiny, but I'm still able to see myself, frame myself inside, even at this extended arm. And if you're wondering, okay, why do I need to extend my arm so far away? Well, actually you don't need, but it's a great opportunity to talk about the lens. So let's find some place nice and continue.
Feel so real. Yeah, I got to repeat that I want you and me. Pay no mind to what I'll ignore. Try not to live like.
Usually for action camera, you won't be able to change the lens, but luckily it already have digital lens usually from narrow and wide and linear for super view. Okay, let me find a mark. So my mark should be here. Okay, now let me just quickly change the super view wide and narrow to show you the result. Okay, here's the mark. Okay, so now it's super wide, but usually I won't use it unless it's for sport or like POV, because the edge will be kind of distortion. Now let's just change to wide. Okay, same mark, same distance. Now this is wide, still edge is bending. Now this is narrow. Personally, I want to use narrow because it's better to use linear. I mean, even if you want a closer shot, you can just crop the linear, so you can have more room to work with. If you use narrow, you will be limited. And now let's back to the linear. Personally, I love this view because it's kind of, you just extend your arm a little bit, and with the proper tool, you can see the subject, you can also see the background, you can basically use it anywhere. And if you're using camera, you know, nowadays the camera body is small, but if you put on the lens, which usually the wider angle is kind of 10 to 20, that lens, and also you might need a 24 to 35 or something like that, or zoom lens. In that case, although the camera body is not too large, but you have too big a lens. So that's something to consider.
The door is open, but I won't let me in. So won't you say what you said to me?
Hey, check out this colorful runway, not bad, huh? And speaking of the runway, for action camera, they all have great ability to stabilize the footage. But it's not a surprise because you are a tiny sensor, you should work good, right? But let me just bring this up. This is a time warp comparison between Gopro9 and A7S3. You see the difference? Wow, so cool with the zoom function. Let's go back. Okay, so let's say if you have decided, okay, I will try vlog with action camera. For me, I'm using Gopro9. You can also use Gopro10. I have dismantled this cover because I need to use a medium mode. Be honest, maybe you can consider action camera. I mean DJI's Action 1. And if you decide to use Gopro9 or 10, the Gopro has two inbuilt connection parts, so it's quite easy to just connect. Actually, for GoPro, this is very easy to break if you just cross it. So it depends. And now I've changed to Gopro9. It's so easy to frame myself inside, but the sound might not be so good because I'm not using the media mode. And speaking of the media mode, for GoPro 9 or 10, they use same media mode. And the reason you need a media mode because you have to connect the external microphone. Because, I mean, if you're indoor or maybe outdoor, it's kind of okay, but having a mic and with wind and muff stuff, it is kind of better because you don't need to worry about the wind sound, which for me is kind of crucial. I mean, before I didn't buy that. And the reason I bought the media mode is because media mode is kind of 600 RMB. If you buy an adapter, which is kind of 300 or 400, it can be used on any GoPro. It's nice, but it will take actual room. But the problem of media mode is because this is the original battery case, right? You just need to open this part and then you can change the battery, change the SD card. But after using the media mode, actually it's at this side. So what you need to do is, if you want to change battery or replace SD card or just to replug the battery, you know what I mean, you have to open this side and then pull it off. And remember, the camera has a connection part, right? And you have to dismantle this part. Terrible. So if I'm not using the external mic, I will definitely don't use the media mode. And speaking of the mic, personally I'm using the Rode shotgun mic, and the mic also comes with this cute stuff. You just connect on the mic and basically the wind noise will never be a problem. That's great. Now let me just install the media mode, the microphone, and see if the sound will change. And now the same surrounding, but with the media mode, with the shotgun mic, I'm pretty sure the noise has been reduced quite a lot. And also if you are doing vlog, you might need this kind of stuff, the SRAM sticker, the rotatable port to connect the GoPro, and also these kind of joints so you can form different shape. You can put it on anywhere, like what I did on the motorcycle. With your imagination, basically you can really get any kind of a shot you need. And sometimes you might consider buy the extra case which has the joint, so you can save your joint from your GoPro. And here you might see it's already damaged. It's because actually I put the GoPro in this case and ride on motorcycle, but because of the poor quality, I mean not this one but similar, it just break when I was riding, so the camera just hits the ground, and luckily I was use this kind of stuff, so saved my GoPro. Maybe you can consider use this kind of cage. And what's more, when you use this kind of cage, the battery is actually at this side, so you can still open the door, replace the battery, change the SD card. Quite awesome. And lastly, which you have seen it before, personally I strongly recommend it. It's a 3-way arm, so you can basically just extend it. There is screws to adjust and tight, and also you can form different shape to extend or just do whatever you want. And another thing I like it because here, I mean for GoPro, you can, this device costs somewhere around 300 to 400, but you can buy the third party or use the part for just within 100 RMB. The reason I prefer GoPro 3-way arm is because check this brilliant design. So let's say if you are holding the arm like this, someone just hit here, it will not clap your hand because you have to press this button, then it can be take back. Brilliant, right? Another thing is in the bottom, it's actually have a tripod here, and boom, here you have it, a tripod. But to be honest, it's not very stable. If you try to raise it up, definitely don't do that because I have already crashed the camera several times. But still, at this height, it's kind of usable. And if it's needed, you can also disconnect it, and then here you have a tiny but stable tripod. Basically, that's the extra device you might need. But you can also bring a tripod, which is sometimes useful. Let's talk about the cons of using action camera as vlog camera.
I guess now we're giving it a try.
So the downside of the Gopro9, I'm pretty sure if you search on internet, it will tell you it will freeze for no reason. Personally, I have used it for 6 months and I didn't come across too much problem, but it did freeze. And I think maybe it's because the SD card is not too fast, or maybe you are recording like 4K 60. Otherwise, it's kind of safe. And also for Gopro9, it uses older processors, so the operation is quite jaggy. If you are okay with the price of GoPro 10, I would definitely recommend that. And you can also consider Action 1 because the price is much cheaper, and also the operation, the system, swap system is also much user friendly, I assume, because I haven't used it. And the general problem of the action camera is you cannot do the focus, and the operation, I'm not talking about front side, but also the back side is quite small. All the images, they are like squeezed together. You cannot really see it well. And here I am at the same place at ISO 200, but you can see the dramatic brightness change. And actually the footage here is oversaturated. I mean, you can use the raw video and then color grade by yourself, but it will be better if you have a camera log. Let me show you what iPhone can do. Focus on my finger, focus on background. Okay, a little bit slow. And also I want to see, okay, what's there? Ah, no climbing.
I like the way you describe it to people who won't go quiet. Cause every day I'm reminded.
So actually there was a time I think, okay, maybe with action camera, with cell phone, I don't need to buy a camera because, you know, I'm using iPhone, using Mac, send the data via AirDrop is so simple and then edit. But the fact is, Cell phone still not able to allow you to see yourself while shooting, especially when you are close to yourself, and the stabilization is not so good unless you buy a gimbal, which actually I did buy a gimbal and then never used it because it's just so complicated and still not able to see yourself. And my recommendation will be use your cell phone first. If it's not enough, try action camera. Maybe begin with DJI Action 2. The price is just around 1,500. If you have particularly, you like GoPro, then try GoPro9 or GoPro10. The price is somewhere around 2,500 to 3,500, depending on different motor. And you also need to buy some spare, like a media mode. So the price is actually not that cheap. So maybe you can consider buy a camera instead of action camera. But of course, there are also certain things only action camera do, while big camera cannot. And for me, the reason I need to buy a big camera not right now is because I want to level up the game, I want to make a better video, maybe even color grading, and also the low light thing, autofocus thing. Anyway, let's see. So today, that's it for me. See you in the next video.